Hello and welcome to the Target UPSC Prelims 2024 series. This is the MCQ series and the topic or the subject is economy, and this is the 6th episode of economy. So let's begin. The first question is, consider the following statements. First, public issue is raising capital from the existing shareholders of a company. Second, rights issue is restricted to a certain category of public only. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. The correct answer is option B, that is two only. So if we talk about public issue is the way by which a company raises capital. So how a company raises capital in the primary market. In the primary market, it is also called an IPO, that is initial public offering. Primary market deals with new securities being issued for the first time. So that is new securities for the first time. It is also known as the new issues market. It is different from the secondary market where existing securities are bought and sold. So if we talk about the secondary market, so the already existing securities are bought and sold. It is also known as the stock market or stock exchange. It is when an unlisted company makes either a fresh issue of securities or an offer for sale of its existing securities or both for the first time to the public. So first one becomes wrong, that is public issue is raising capital from the existing shareholders of a company. So first time also is included in it. So a rights issue is a mechanism by which companies can raise additional capital from existing shareholders. It is a preferential kind of issue and is restricted to a certain category of the public only. It is different from public issue and private placement. So rights issue is restricted to a certain category of public only. Second is correct. Therefore, the correct answer becomes option B, that is two only. Next question. With reference to hedge fund, consider the following statements. First, it is used by businesses to insulate from risk of price changes. Second, hedge funds can be moved from the stock market of one economy to the other. Third, hedge funds are permanent in nature. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? One only, one and two only, two and three only, one, two and three. Correct answer is option B, that is 1 and 2 only. If we talk about hedging is a process by which businesses insulate themselves from the risk of price changes. Hedge funds are investable capital which moves swiftly towards the more profitable sectors of economy. So, more profitable sectors of economy it moves towards. Therefore, first statement becomes correct. Hedge funds can move from the stock market of one economy to the other. So, from one economy to the other, that is from low profit fetching to high profit fetching. So, low profit fetching it will not go to, it will move towards high profit fetching. Therefore, statement 2 is also correct. Hedge funds are temporary in nature. So, it is not permanent, it is temporary in nature. Therefore, third becomes wrong. So, which all are correct? First and second is correct. So, the correct answer is option B. Next. Which of the following best describes the term sovereign bonds? A. Debt securities issued by private and public corporations. B. Specific debt instruments issued by the government. C. Bonds are backed by revenues from a specific project. Or D. Bonds have a lower credit rating. Lower credit rating imply high credit risk than high yield corporate bonds. So the correct answer is option B, that is specific debt instrument issued by the government. So let's see. So if we will talk about the corporate bonds. So they are debt securities issued by company in order to raise capital. So this is corporate bond. Now let's talk about the sovereign bond. So these are specific debt instruments issued by the government that can be denominated in both foreign and domestic currency. So in both foreign and domestic currency, they have a higher credit rating implying less credit risk. So higher credit rating implying less credit risk. Therefore, option B is correct. Now let's talk about revenue bonds. So revenue bonds are backed by revenues from a specific project or source such as highway tolls or lease fees instead of taxes. So correct answer is option B. Next, which of the following statements with regard to the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005 is correct? First, it ensures 175 days of employment to needy people in rural areas. Second, it gives higher wages to women workers. Third, people are generally given both skilled and unskilled jobs. Or fourth, this is implemented only in rural areas of India. So, A, B, C or D. So, the correct answer is option D, that is, it is implied or it is implemented only in rural areas of India. It means it is not implemented or implied in the urban areas. So the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, popularly written as the NREGA, it ensures 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to rural households whose adult members volunteer to do unskilled. It is not both skilled and unskilled, it is unskilled manual work. Unskilled manual work, men and women are paid equally. Therefore, in option A, instead of 175 days, it is 100 days. So, first becomes wrong. It gives higher wages to women workers. No, both men and women are paid equally. People are generally given both skilled and unskilled job. No, only unskilled job. This is implemented only in rural areas of India. That is correct. Next, the situation in an economy which is growing slowly along with rapid inflation is called stagnation, deflation, stagflation or recession. Correct answer is option C, that is stagflation. So stagflation is a slow economic growth with relatively high unemployment. So slow economic growth plus high unemployment and at the same time accompanied by rapid rising price level. So price rise is also seen. It can also be defined as a period of inflation combined with a decline in gross domestic product. So you can say it is inflation plus low GDP. In other words, it refers to an economy which is experiencing a simultaneous increase in inflation and stagnation of economic output. So, inflation is rising and then economic output. Economic output is becoming slow. That is slow. Then this is stagflation. If we talk about stagnation, then it is a prolonged period of little or no growth in an economy. Then deflation is a general decline in prices for goods and services in an economy. And then if we talk about recession, then it is a significant decline in general economic activity in an economy. Therefore, the correct answer is option C, that is stagflation. Next, in a given year in India, official poverty lines are higher in some states than in other because A. Poverty rates vary from state to state. B. Price levels vary from state to state. C. Gross state product varies from state to state. Or D. Quality of public distribution varies from state to state. The correct answer is option B, that is price levels vary from state to state. So, in India, poverty is estimated at absolute level. So, poverty is estimated at absolute level or the minimum money required for subsistence. Presently, the poverty line is defined as the minimum money required for maintaining a per capita caloric intake. So, it is about caloric intake. How much calorie are we taking in? So, in urban areas, it is 2100 calories, and in rural areas, it is 2400 calories. Thus, the poverty estimates of any given year states that the poverty lines may vary from state to state because the price of per capita goods varies due to interstate price differentials. Therefore, the correct answer is option B, that is price levels vary from state to state. Next, which of the following is or are the indicator used by IFPRI to compute the Global Hunger Index report? Undernourishment, child stunting, or child mortality? Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3 only. Correct answer is option 3. That is option C, 1, 2 and 3. It means all 3 are correct. That is undernourishment, child stunting, child mortality. Now let's look at it. IFPRI stands for International Food Policy Research Institute, which was established in 1975, which provides research-based policy solutions to sustainably reduce poverty, and hunger and malnutrition. Poverty, hunger and malnutrition in developing countries. Now let's talk about the Global Hunger Index. It is a tool designed to comprehensively measure and track hunger at global, regional and national levels. So, regional, national and global levels. GHI scores are calculated each year. So, every year it is calculated to assess the progress and setbacks in combating hunger. So, the dimensions of Global Hunger Index is inadequate food supply, child mortality and child undernutrition. Then the indicators of GHI are undernourishment, that is inadequate food supply. So, undernourishment means that the person or the child is not getting enough or adequate food. Then under 5 mortality rate, that is child mortality. So, third is also correct. Then wasting and then stunting. Stunting means child is under nutrition. So, wasting and stunting is about the ratio of weight and height. So, if height is fine but weight is less, then also it's a problem, and height is less and weight is more, then there is a problem. So, undernourishment, child mortality, child wasting and child stunting. Therefore, the correct answer is option C, that is 1, 2 and 3. Next, how does the National Rural Livelihood Mission seek to improve livelihood options of rural poor? So, there are 3 options. First, by setting up a large number of new manufacturing industries and agribusiness centers in rural areas. B, by strengthening self-help groups and providing skill development. C, by supplying seeds, fertilizers, diesel pump sets and micro irrigation equipment free of cost to farmers. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1 and 2 only, 2 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option B, that is 2 only. So, the National Rural Livelihood Mission, it is a poverty alleviation project which is implemented by the Ministry of Rural Development. So, Ministry of Rural Development. This scheme is focused on promoting self-employment and organization of rural poor. The basic idea behind this program is to organize the poor into self-help groups and make them capable for self-employment. So, by setting up a large number of new manufacturing industries and agribusiness centers in rural areas, By strengthening self-help groups and providing skill development. True. By supplying seeds, fertilizers, diesel pump sets and micro irrigation equipment free of cost. No. Therefore, the correct answer is option B. That is 2 only. Next. Among the following, who are eligible to benefit from the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that is MNREGA. So A, adult members of only the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe households, adult members of below poverty line households, adult members of households of all backward communities, adult members of any households. Correct answer is option D, that is adult member of any household. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which is the largest work guarantee program in the world. So it is largest in the world. It was enacted in the year 2005 with the primary objective of guaranteeing 100 days of employment per year to every household whose adult members volunteer to do unskilled manual work. It aims at addressing the causes of chronic poverty through the works that are undertaken and thus ensuring sustainable development. Ensuring sustainable development. There is also an emphasis on strengthening the process of decentralization by giving a significant role to Panchayati Raj institution, that is PRIs, in planning and implementing these works. Therefore, the correct answer is option D. Next. Which of the following statements with regard to Coal India Limited is or are true? CIL has its headquarters at Kolkata. CIL operates through 82 mining areas spread over 20 provincial states of India. CIL is the single largest coal producing company in the world. Select the correct answer using the code given below. 1 only, 1 and 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. Correct answer is option B, that is 1 and 3 only. So CIL, that is the Coal India Limited, is a public sector company. So it is a public sector company involved in coal mining and refining activities. The headquarters of CIL is located at Kolkata. Therefore, first becomes correct. CIL is a Maharatna company. So it is a Maharatna company which has a privileged status conferred by Government of India to select state-owned enterprises in order to empower them to expand their operations and emerge as global giants. It produces around 83% of India's overall coal production. CIL functions through its subsidiaries in 84 mining areas spread over 8 states of India. So, second becomes wrong. 82 mining areas instead of 82, it is 84 mining areas spread over 20 provincial states of India, spread over 8 provincial states of India. With the modest production of 79 million tons at the year of its inception, CIL today is the single largest coal producer in the world and is one of the largest corporate employer. During 2019-20, CIL produced coal under challenging and adverse conditions, achieving 91% of its target. Therefore, statement 3 also becomes correct, that it is the single largest coal producing company in the world. Therefore, the correct answer is 1 and 3 because second is incorrect. Next, with reference to Quality Council of India, consider the following statements. First, QCI was set up jointly by the Government of India and the Indian industry. Second, Chairman of QCI is appointed by the Prime Minister on the recommendations of the industry to the government. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. And for you people, this is the practice question. And like always, what will you have to do? You will give me the answer in the comment section. So give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.